your happiness, for your self-care, or for your healing. You are 110% responsible. Oh my God. Happy Life Movement, Carolyn. Oh, Carolyn, if you had that link to the speaker, I would bring you up on stage. Next one. On the next one, you have to come up on stage. That is my prior regional manager. We both worked in with Supercuts, and we did phenomenal things with Supercuts, by the way. She is my regional director. Some of the things that nobody knows about me is that I was a regional manager with Supercuts for 11 years. I worked with that company, and I managed Southeast region, 7 states, and 7 people called educators were in those states. And she was the regional director that managed all of the regional managers and our regions. And we won national awards, did phenomenal things, built that organization from 45 stores, took that organization, our team, took that organization from 45 stores to 500 stores with the franchise chain, Supercuts, it's what it's called. And that happened in under 2 years. And we generated $96 million for that company. And that article, by the way, is on Business Insider. And my one-woman show, Christina Baca, heard me tell that story on a stage last year, on a stage that Laura Frank Bernard was celebrating my birthday on. And it was a young lady from California. When I said, I lived in California part-time, it feels like, because I was always there. We were always there, Carolyn Morgan. But you see, Happy Life Movement is her new business. That's the name of her new business. So she's apparently in the watching in between clients, as she did yesterday also. And now the tables turn. Now here I am, being a coach and mentor for her with her business and things of that nature. So it is absolutely awesome. So with that said, Carolyn Bell, we'll talk about, that's a 30-year friendship. That is a 30+ year friendship. When my son was born, who is 29, I was traveling. I took him when he was only 4 months old to San Francisco, which is where the headquarters were. And I took him, my son, who is now 29, to meet all of them at a major event, a convention. And my mother had to fly with him, because I refused to leave him at home. So that just tells you how old that relationship is. He's 29 now. And wow, just incredible. But anyway, moving right along, we have another speaker coming up, and I'm not even going to waste time. He was here yesterday, by the way.
Yeah. And Ramona,
by the way,
wonderful speaks today. My time is really limited. I have to go.
That works perfect for us. That works perfect for us.
You can continue to go,
because you were here yesterday already. Anyway, You're here. You don't miss either. But I definitely just wanted to bring you in. This is David Evans from PIC TV Network. Everybody, he is doing phenomenal things. He is traveling all over the world. He's leaving right now this Saturday in just a couple of days to go to the
Jennifer
Hudson show. Everybody, he will be there at the Jennifer Hudson show. He was just there at the Black Caucus and met and saw and had the opportunity to hear. Sorry, eating my hair. Had the opportunity to hear President Biden as well as Vice President Kamala Harris speak at the Black Caucus not too long ago, last week I think. And he has also been all over the place. He is also. I'm not even going to get off the stage. I'm going to stay here with you. As a matter of fact, I'm just ready.
So Ramona, let's get into this, because I only have about 10 minutes or less. Okay. I have another big.
No worries. That's about all we have anyway.
Yeah, so I want to thank you, Ramona, for bringing all these wonderful speakers on today.
You're quite welcome.
Lessons that's taking place. Yesterday, we talked about getting past your no's to your yes, and getting past your can's to your can. And, starting PIC TV Network in 2020, a lot of people told me I can't do it because I didn't have the experience, I didn't have the money, I didn't have the expertise. But
awesome.
God gave me the opportunity to do a television network. Now we have TV shows, commercials, short films. And so many doors open, and a lot of times when you're doing something for the first time, you have to write the vision, make it plain, run with it, because a lot of times people are not going to believe it until you achieve it.
Absolutely.
So Ramona,
and that's Linda Rigby. Linda Rigby is here, and Bella's here, and she's watching, and she just gave you a little hello in the chat.
Yeah. so before I close today, I just want to encourage somebody who's just starting out. You know, don't ever give up on your dreams. You invest in your time just like you're doing today. I never thought in my life I would be going to Paramount Studios, Warner Brothers,
wow,
Universal
amazing.
Studios. We're flying out this Saturday to be there on Sunday on the Jennifer Hudson's program. Well, to be in there. And Terrence Howard, he's going to be also a VIP guest in the studio recording on this Monday coming up. So
that's amazing.
God is good, you know, and I'm just so excited. If anybody want to come on Pick TV Network, showcase your talent, gifts, and abilities to the world, go to www.watchpicktv.com. I think we'll put it up there, and we'll get you on. Ramona's been on. We have a lot of folks have been on, and we're looking for new content, new people to come on our TV show to showcase.
I'm going to get out of your way for a second and let you finish and wrap up.
Okay. To showcase your talent, your gifts, your abilities to the world on Pick TV. It is the place to be. We are a streaming network, so you come on with your phone, your laptop, your computer. This is your studio right here. So we connected to the world. And right now, everybody who's watching, I want you to come on and first of all, do a spotlight interview. That means to tell people about who you are and what you do, whether it's cooking, whether it's books, you know, whatever you do your spotlight interview. And the cost is so small. Nobody beats us. And we work with people who've never been on television before. I have a TV ready session I'm going to take you through, and our team will take you through. And the next thing you can do is a commercial. We're going to do commercials for you and play it on a network. Next thing you can do your own TV show. We love to see people come on. Check us out on Roku. Roku, channel 1000 is our live channel, which means we're beaming in on right now. Also, if you haven't seen us, go on YouTube, Pick TV Network, Spotlight, Pick TV Network interviews. As Ramona stated, we were in Washington, D.C., which is my home, recording at the Congressional Black Caucus Convention last week for 4 days. And Saturday, it was a sold-out banquet, and it was called the Phoenix Awards. And guess who was speaking? President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris. Fantasia was there saying, and it was just amazing. We met so many people, and the beautiful thing about it, one of our managers prayed that when I get in, I would have favor to be up front, and it happened. I was recording for Pick TV Network right at the stage, right before, the Vice President live. And I met Tyrese, Gibson, who was an actor. I met Ghost, who comes on a power show. I'm up close and personal. You know, it was just amazing. Now, if you want to see that, go to YouTube and look at Pick TV Network media coverage at the CBC. That's Congressional Black Caucus. Yeah, check that out. Look at that interview. And we're just excited, about always supporting Ramona. I have 2 more minutes. I want to end on time today at 1:15. I have another engagement. Again, pray for me, pray for my wife, and her happy birthday, Coach Yvette Evans, and all the birthday folks in September. Happy birthday. But we will be going out to California for the second time in 2 months. We were out there for a whole month in July, and now we just got the information to go back out there again to be in the Jennifer Hudson show, to be on one of the guests in the audience there. And also, I just go in and God does the work. That's all I do. I just show up. And if you ever want to do something, show up. Show up. Don't listen to people say you can't do it. You can't be there. It won't work. I think Pastor Jeff was talking about that. Same thing I was talking about yesterday. Give yourself a shot. Believe in what you're doing. Matter of fact, I have a short film coming up this Thanksgiving and Christmas. You guys are going to really like it. It's the DC film that we did. It's called Love Back in the Day. You can check it out on Black Friday. We're going to do our premiere. And yeah, we're just going through where I grew up and talking. Every street has a story, and it's amazing. We're editing that now. That's our short film. And please check it out. Pick TV. I want you guys to come on to be a part of our shows, our programs. I have 1 more minute. You can call us at 202-505-2837 if you want to come on television and share your gift to the world. Holiday season is coming up. All the book authors right now, you can sell your books on Pick TV Network. Those who have holiday items, gifts, pocketbooks, I don't know, cosmetics, bags, whatever you do, gift bags, whatever. You can sell them on our Pick TV Network holiday channel, So, Pick TV is the place to be. I love Ramona. I thank her for coming, letting me come on. I think this is my 6th or 7th time coming on the show, and I'll be back again. I'm just rushing because I have to go to another location at 2 p.m. But guess what? I'm on the way. Paramount Studios, we're on our way. Want to give God the praise. God is so good. God is so good. So we go in there. Want to also give a shout out to Warner Brothers. We'll be going there. Universal Studios. When I go to California, I always show up. That's what I do. I go to all the studios out there that I can go into, and I meet people. I want to give a shout out to the Pick TV Network fans who are watching, and the managers. I want to give a shout out to Melvise, Colorado. I want to give a shout out. Michelle Cox, Atlanta, Georgia. Got to give a shout out to you. Dr. Sheila McGrew, Alabama. All the managers. I got so many Pick TV Network managers I want to give a lot of love out to. Monique, Washington, D.C. I haven't forgotten you guys. I love you, but my time is up and I have to go so I can make my next appointment. Don't forget, proper preparation prevents poor performance. Plan your work and work your plan. Nobody can beat you being you. Be the best version of yourself. Thank you, Ramona. I'm always happy to come on. This speaker's platform is one of the best in the world, and we're excited to bring to the world Washington, D.C.'s big events. Pick TV Network, you are know where we are, so check us out on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitch, Twitter, and also Roku, Channel 1000, all of our shows and programs. Our movie channel is rolling right now. Music channel is rolling right now. Fitness channel is rolling right now. We have our sports channel that's rolling right now. All of our channels are up and popping. The Gospel Life channel. And speaking of Gospel Life, all of you who are out there who are ministers, Pastor Jeff and all of you, you need to be on the Pick TV Network Gospel Life channel because I'm a man of God first, and I will never leave God out. So I want you to come on our Gospel Life channel. I know my man Joe Hill is watching. I love you, man. We got some big things we're going to be doing. And also, just everybody. I got so much going on. I got so many people. I gotta run.
No worries. But thank you for being here. And you could have called me and let me know, and that way you didn't have to pop in.
It's all no. I had to come on. I'm on my way to another big event. Pray for me. Thank you.
Okay, definitely. Oh my goodness. Thank you to Dr. Evans in the house. And our next speaker is here. Professor Chris Amafadon from the UK. I told you guys it's definitely going to be one for the books. So if you guys are interested in a show, getting a show, having your own show, having a spotlight interview, you definitely want to reach out to David Evans of Pick TV Network with the phone number that you see on the screen right now, 202-505-2837. A lot of great things are happening for him. He will be on the Jennifer Hudson show this Saturday with Terrence Howard, an actor, as well. And there you go. Pick TV Network on Roku channel 1000. That is where you can actually find the Pick TV Network on Roku channel 1000. So with that said, wow, every single speaker has been absolutely phenomenal. Day one was one for the books. And now guess what? Day two is also another day in the books for the Royal Influencers Organization Business Incubator. And we now have our next speaker coming up is Professor Chris Amafadon. This gentleman is an absolute phenomenon all within himself, has accomplished so many things. He's in thousands of periodicals. He has written, I don't know, hundreds of books. He was using AI before we even heard of AI there in the UK as well. So I'm going to bring him up and ask him a few questions right before he starts speaking. But for the next 20 minutes, we are definitely getting ready to hear from him as well. And without further ado, I'm going to bring Chris Amafadan up. Hello, Chris Amafadan. How are you?
How are you? Thank you for all the great work you do.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank
I'm
you
so
so much for
fired
the
up.
kind words.
Yeah, I'm so fired up. I haven't heard that all our brother just shared now. Real nuggets and insights.
Yes, yes,
Real nuggets.
absolutely.
So if you are in business or knows of anybody in business or works for anybody in business, you should get in touch with him. Because I can
Absolutely.
testify what television, appearing on television in
Yes.
the UK did for us. I
Oh,
can tell you
wow.
that for free.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. So tell everybody a little bit about who you are and what it is that you do.
I teach, I train, and I mentor anyone from the inner city. That's what we started with.
Awesome.
To be able to realize their entrepreneurial potential.
Oh, wow. That was beautiful. Anyone from the inner city to be able to realize their full entrepreneurial potential.
That's right.
You
If you can
teach,
do it for an
inspire,
inner
and
city
mentor.
kid, we started from the lowest. He said he came to seek and to save that which is lost.
Awesome.
If you can do it for an inner city kid, of course you can do it for anybody.
Amazing. Absolutely.
And
I'm going to get out of the way and let you do what you do. You have 20 minutes, so I'm going to come right back up at the end, okay?
okay, thank you very much. Thank you for those of you that are joining us. I need to welcome you to an opportunity to be able to share once and for all one truth, one simple truth, that you that is listening to me right now already have deposits in you when you were created to hit the 6-figure marks, be it in business or in another person's business. Because all of us are directly involved in what? Delivering services and assisting with products. So if you're on this call and you right now are employed by somebody else, I want you to just type E2 in the chat box. If you are employed by somebody else, that means you receive payments at the end of month or the end of each week or at the end of a fortnight. Please type E2 right now in the chat box. I want to know who's in the house. Then number 2, if you employ people, that means you have a little business or you have a medium-sized business or you have a giant business and you employ people because you have your LLC or because you have an organization or because you have a charity, please, I need you to write now LLC. LLC, if you already own or run a business, either for profit or non-for-profit. Because today, everything that you knew or you thought you knew is going to change. It's very simple. Everything you know has already changed. Because we are now living in a brand new age that nobody introduced to us. I'm holding on to something here called a device. It is a determinant. What did I say? Please, if you're on this call, this is going to be interactive. We are going to learn and we're going to work. This thing that you have in your hand right now, all of you on this call have this thing called cell phone. They told you it was a cell phone. The person selling it told you it was a cell phone. I want to tell you that it's the biggest tool ever given to mankind or humankind. This thing. If you're an employee, it will determine the amount of money you earn every month or every week, depending on your the frequency of payment. If you're an employer, it will determine your bottom line. Why am I saying that? Listen to this. You heard in my introduction that we've been using AI. And I'm ready to share with you. If you're on this call, I don't even need to share with you. You can verify it. If you're on this call, please do me one simple favor. I need you to right now go onto your Google. I want you to go and select, just type in my name and type in Princess Diana. Type in my name and type in Princess Diana. I'll tell you why you need to do it. Because it will demonstrate to you live what this cell phone did in producing a Wall Street best-selling book. This cell phone. I did not use my laptop. I did not use my tablet. I used one simple app on this cell phone, and it generated for me ideas that I have been incubating. And all of you on this call have been successful at least in one thing in life. Today, you were able to log into this. So you can teach, you can train, you can mentor any person to do what you've already done. So if you're on this call and you think you're an employee and you will stay as an employee, I want to bust that myth now. You are also what? You are also an employer. Everybody on this call, please, I need to let you know this. Anyone that can eat can also learn to cook. My grandmother told me. So, boy, don't you say, oh, because I'm male, or because I'm female, or because I'm tall, or because I'm short, I can't do this. No. Anybody that can be employed can also employ others. Please write that down. That is a fundamental truth that most people have ignored because you listen to somebody that knew this much about your ability, this much about your creator, this much about how far you can stretch. Because using this device today, you and I will go straight into business. Saying what you do and who you do it for, and we'll put it in a page that has already traffic appearing there, like LinkedIn. In a page that already have traffic appearing there, like Twitter or X as it's called now. You will be able to put there in a page that has traffic already there, like Facebook. So you don't need to do business the way my grandfather did business, or the way my grandparents did business, or the way your grandparents did business. Today, every human being, whether you did great A's at schools, or they say you were a nobody at school, or nobody's lay hands on you. No. The dispensation that we all moved into, when we were able to take a device as small as this and communicate with another person in a different state, or a different city, or a different country, that minute you were able to do that, you can also communicate a description of your goods, communicate a description of your services, communicate what you can do for that person. And here is the interesting thing. Payment is even easier. So for somebody to pay for your services or your product is now even easier. Why? Because the human race went through a rejigging when this thing called COVID hit. All of us had to depend on devices. All of us. Those of us that hated computers had to go on Zoom. Those of us that love computers had to go on Zoom. Those of you that can buy had to go on Zoom. So we became Zoom beings, no longer human beings. And using the same technology, the same principle, today, you, wherever you are, is irrelevant. Whether you are in the outback of Australia or whether you are in the distant hamlet of Africa, it doesn't matter. geography became irrelevant in economics. You know, they told us before that this is New York, this is the East Coast, this is California, this is the West Coast, and this is the North, and this is the South. All of that was okay as a vital piece of information until there was something called lockdown. All of that was okay until we had the technology and the device to be able to operate from New York without being in New York. Talk to folks in California without relocating to California. I sell my books. Yes, you heard that right. I sell my courses, what I use in empowering people that are misinformed or people that are uninformed. Where? Online. You do not even need to have a degree or a diploma in anything technical. You don't at all. All you need to do is to count that you have 5 fingers and you can press these buttons. Look at the buttons I'm pressing here. All you need to do is just press these buttons and then, hooray, you're there. Just press this button and then press this button. Sorry, I wasn't showing you my. Open the app. Yes. And tell the world what you did yesterday or did last month or did last year or did 2 years ago. And anyone that wants that assistance now in Tokyo will be able to see it if you put in the corresponding hashtag. We'll work out what hashtag you're going to use, and then you will be able to address a global audience without paying money to CNN or Fox. In my grandfather's days, you had to be mega rich to be seen by other people in the comfort of their house. And then you had to pay for production. And then you had to pay for scripting. In my father's days, you had to be moderately rich. But guess what? In our days, the playing field has been leveled. I'll show you how I got a 17-year-old, 17, teenager, to be able to deploy, and this is not hidden, this is public knowledge, by the way, to deploy these so-called tech tools. I call it so-called tech tools because they are no longer technical. They are now just like consumer electronics. You don't need to go to university to learn how to operate your TV. So you don't need a formal qualification or big training to be able to say, for instance, that you're a hairdresser. You don't need that. You don't need all of that. You just do some hairdressing in a video of less than 3 minutes. This is the secret. The shorter, the sweeter. Write that down. The shorter, the sweeter. You just want to make your message available to everybody in the language of who? Your customer. You talk with your current customer or your current clients, and they say what you have done for them. Honestly. And then other customers and potential customers will come knocking on your door and send you an email. I wish I could share. I would love to share with you, really, what email I got from somebody I've never met in my life. I never knew the person even existed. And the person wrote me asking me, literally, and begging me, because I ignored it first time and the second time, to assist and in return for payment. Unknown individuals. And the person even wrote how he found my name and how he found out what I was doing. Gave the game away. So if you're on this call right now, you did not make $14,000, 14,000 bucks in the first 3 months of this year, I want to humbly submit to you that you have literally sinned. Just by having a post about somebody that you helped. Just a post. Hello, folks. I'm not asking you to invent a new oxygen. A post about what you did that made somebody happier, that put a smile on somebody else's face. You just share what has happened. And every human being on planet Earth that speaks English will be able to see your post if you did it in English. But the interesting thing is you don't even need to be French. You don't need to be Spanish. There is an auto translator, an interpreter that can cascade what you said you did for Mrs. X or Mr. Y last year or last month. And people that are Spanish speaking, they don't understand your language if you're English speaking. Native Spanish people will come knocking on your door, send you an email, or send you a note, or send you what LinkedIn mail, or DM you today. I'm not speculating. I'm saying today, it will happen today. We've seen our videos gone viral. I'll see whether I can pull one or two up. I'll pull up one or two videos, and then you will see why it is so important that all of us on this call stop wasting time. All of us on this call stop looking for excuses and say, I want a super duper computer. You don't need a super duper computer. All you need is this simple cell phone to say, ladies and gentlemen, I'm doing this tomorrow. Oh, hello, I did this yesterday. And every single thing that you were ever told about publicity and promotion will collapse. All the theories will collapse. And it's about time they collapse because we're now living in a totally new era. It's about time we rethink and we reorientate that for this generation and this dispensation, something new is happening. And we cannot carry the burden of previous years and say, oh, yeah, it's gone. The tools that gave you the opportunity last years are no longer adequate to create new opportunities this year. Because we are now living in such a dynamic age that holding on to the tools of yesteryears is equal to what? You got it right. Is equal to failure. I just want to share with you my LinkedIn page for a start. And LinkedIn is not the only tool. And you see here, I have a logo saying that I'm hiring. Because I'm looking for who to give opportunity to work for me right now, not tomorrow. I'm hiring now. So I'm just going to share my LinkedIn page so that everybody on this call is able to experience this. Let me just pull this up. Yes, here we go.
Okay.
Share.
What a phenomenal segment. Thank you so much, Professor Mafidon, all the way from the UK. Okay, so I'll bring that up. Hold on. I'm going to bring it up for you. There we go. It's up there. Okay. It's on the screen. Go right ahead.
Yes. Okay. Now, when you look at this LinkedIn page, I put a post here innocently about the visit of the president of South Africa to the UK. And look at this. Just look at it here. This is the only thing I put up. Do you know how many South Africans contacted me just because I put a post of what I did in the UK? Do Do you know how many Kenyans contacted me? Do you know how many African Americans in New York contacted me because they've been wanting to do something in South Africa? But when I put it here, I didn't have that in mind at all. I was just enlightening my followers about my diary, what I did, and sharing with them what has happened to me recently. You can do a screen capture of this because this is not a peculiar thing to me. My students that I mentor, I will show you, when you follow me, I'll be able to show you, have also done something similar on a lower scale, and they replicated the results. So it's not the scale, it's the fact that you shared a piece of information about who you serve and how you serve them. And that will make every other parent want to come to you and hear you. Every other professional want to come to you and hear you. The person whose pain you already solved. Remember, I'm not asking you to do something new. I'm just asking you, there's an app on your phone. There's an app on your phone that you have forgotten to use. If you use it, new clients will come to you. If you post on it, let me tell you, don't get it complicated. 4 or 5 sentences, 1 or 2 pictures, that's all you need. You don't need to go viral. You just need to get 2 or 3 people whose pain you are solving today, and they come knock on your door. And they will not ask for how many PhDs you have or whether you have an MBA. They'll just say, do you know what you did yesterday or what you did last month or what you did last year? I just want the same.
Amazing.
And growth takes off because then they share it on their platform. They share it everywhere. And your story, if I tell you how many stories gone viral, if you ask me now on my, I will share with you how many of my stories went viral last month.
Wow.
And when a story goes viral with your picture on it, it's like somebody distributing your business card. Exactly. It's like somebody giving you a leaflet. People are electronically being your foot soldiers.
Yeah, foot soldiers, electronic foot soldiers. I love that. I love that, Professor. Yes. Wow, that was a masterclass on. I just got all kinds of ideas from your share. That was a masterclass of how I love all of the points that you made. As a matter of fact, stop wasting time was one of them for everybody in that. Everybody, we're streaming right now, by the way. Speaking of electronic devices, you're in the UK, I'm in Georgia. And here we are together, streaming.
That's right.
And you're speaking and sharing value about what you do. And I'm having you on my platform. And that is the power. That is essentially the power of social media and all of these devices. All of these devices that we hold in our hands. I just took a picture of you and what you shared when you said screen grab it. I took a screen grab of it and I'm going to post it on my story. So I'm going to be one of your foot soldiers today.
Thank you.
And
thank you.
And post what you shared.
Thank you. I salute you.
Your foot soldier. I'm all of my speakers' foot soldiers because I put you guys on a beautiful flyer and said your name and your title. And I posted it on every single social media feed that I have. So that is essentially exact. And that's telling everybody else what you do. And you know what happens? Do you know what happens every time I do that? I had speakers.
They contact me. No, they contact me every time. They contact me and did a screenshot and said, look, you're doing royal business. I heard you're going to say this. Please, can you help me with this? Already, before the program, they come knocking on the door. Seriously.
I know,
Seriously.
exactly. So there was a speaker who, there are several people who come into my back channel and they have been seeing these flyers every single month because I had these every single month. They see the flyers and there's people, very highly sought out entrepreneurs, highly successful entrepreneurs. They call me and say, hey, I need speakers. Can you give me speakers?
Now you're starting a speaking bureau.
The power of showing up.
You started a speakers bureau, sister.
I know.
You have a speakers bureau now. Anybody needs speakers? Come to Miss Rogers of Georgia.
That is my goal. But the beauty of it is, look at how God works. The beauty of it is, my goal that I actually wrote down, and if you go to my website, royalinfluencersorganization.com, you will see a little AI avatar. Inside of that AI avatar that I posted over a year ago in 2023, it says that I am planning to create a speakers bureau. And that was before I did one event. I said it, and it's happening.
Wow.
So that's the beauty of it.
Wow.
Another gentleman that spoke with us on yesterday, he actually saw all of the posts, all of the flyers, and he is already a highly successful entrepreneur, James Dentley, who spoke yesterday. And he is already a highly successful, years in the making, highly successful entrepreneur. But he saw all of my posts and he said, hey, we need to get on a call. I think that we are aligned. I think that we are doing the same thing. And he spoke for the first time just yesterday. And then yesterday he said, I want to be involved in whatever you're doing. Just that simple, from just posting who I am, what I do, and posting who I'm connected to and who I'm bringing into my business. Other people are watching and seeing, and they are now coming on board. And that's exactly what I'm creating as a speaker. That was my goal, is to create a speakers bureau so that corporations, big companies will now come and say, hey, I need a speaker to speak to my team. I need a speaker to speak to my executive level staff or whatever. We need a team to come and motivate. We need someone to come and motivate and inspire my staff. So that is exactly what I am creating. So thank you.
It's a pleasure and it's a delight. It's an honor to work with you to change lives.
Absolutely.
And realign destinies.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to, the last time we spoke, I shared a BBC interview, remember?
Yes.
Do you know how many people have contacted me? They want me to hook them up with producer. They want me to media train them. That's not my business. They want me to media train them and help them get free publicity from BBC and AP. I said,
my goodness.
I said, but I'm not a journalism major. Say, no, we don't care who you are. Just do for us.
Right. Yeah, there was someone watching as well yesterday, and they put in the chat, I want Ramona to be on ABC, and left their email inside of the chat on yesterday.
Wow.
While they were watching the event. So it happens. And I'm saying all of this, not to boast or brag. I'm saying all of this in alignment with everything you just shared, to tell everybody else to stop wasting time.
Absolutely.
And to not just post other people's things, but post you and what you are doing and how you are already shaping the lives and changing lives for others. So
raw and be raw. Can you see? Some people want the best video. They want to iron it out. They want to edit it. No, just post it raw. It's real.
That's raw. Post it raw. That's it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Professor Chris Amafadan. Always bringing the energy, always bringing the value. Thank you, and thank you. I will never forget you hanging out in the rooms where I was moderating in John Lee's room, and you always came into my back channel when there was a back channel, and you said, young lady, I am so proud of you. You are giving us a masterclass on moderating right now and things of that nature. Absolutely. And I'm like, who is this? And then when I went and found you on social media, I went, oh my God. So he works with the royal family as well, whether you know it or not. And he definitely invited me there. He said, whenever you're in London, I'm taking you straight to the palace. And I want you to meet everybody.
The invitation is still on the table. When next you come, we are going straight to Kensington Palace, where Princess Diana used to live, where Prince William and Prince Harry, where the current king used to live. We're going there, and then we'll spend time as well at Buckingham Palace gift shop. We need you. We need you to come to London and revive us with your energy.
But you guys are hearing it live right now in the Royal Influence. I'm headed to Buckingham Palace.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We need you.
Oh, thank you so much. A pleasure. Absolute pleasure. So thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. I know it's pretty late there too. So thank you so much for saying yes and accepting the invite to bring you back, because you've been here before. So thank you so much, Professor Chris Amafadan in the house, everybody. Thank you. Oh my God. He is a ball of energy. Did everybody feel that? Wow. There were so many nuggets I got from that though. He actually said, stop wasting time. And everybody has a device in their hand that will make you, even if you're an employee, he said, put E2 if you're an employee. And then he said, if you're an employee, you can also be an employer. That was motivation, should have been motivation and inspiration for everybody in the house. So with that said, we have another great speaker coming up shortly who has worked for some of the some very high-ranking officials as well for years as well. Linda Rigby is in the house, everybody, also known as Bella. So I'm going to bring her up as well. She also has a nonprofit called House of Bella, I believe. Sorry about that. You know what? Myself and Christina are pushing the button at the same time, which is why that's happening. So thank you so much. Bella in the house. Hello, love. How are you? Oh my God.
Do I really get to talk? Can you hear me very clearly?
Yes, I can hear you clearly. Loud and clear. Yes, absolutely.
When I say Ramona, I'm trying to contain my energy because you know that other place. Can I say Clubhouse? You know how I roll. But Ramona, before I start, same thing. Got to get my niceties out. I want to thank you for this opportunity. And before I get started, Ramona knows how I am. I'm going to piggyback behind Professor. You all don't know what you don't know. This woman to my left or right, depending on what device you're on, is amazing. And I'm going to break it down very slowly and probably spend half of my time talking about Ramona because that's who I am. This woman does not have to speak for herself because just like Professor, I too met Ramona in John Lee's room. And let me tell you something. Ramona had me at hello. I told her this, but I'm going to tell her. She is the most professional, always herself, never fronting, will correct you in the most dignified manner. And I never said this to you, Ramona, but Ramona, you remind me so much of my mother. Let me tell you a little story. Much of our mother in that integrity. When I think of integrity, and you know I'm not making up, and she's not paying me, y'all. She's really, I'm an entrepreneur. She is not paying me to say this, but when I think of your integrity, I think about you, Ramona. I just had to say that. Thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity to be in your space.
Quite welcome. Quite welcome. Absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure. And your buddy has said hello, Bella. Pastor Jeff is still here and in the house and just said hello, Bella. So there's right there. There you go.
Ramona, I have a new name. I say Dr. PJ because you and I both know when you get those credentials.
Yes, I
right?
know. Absolutely.
He's got to say it. So thank you, Dr. PJ, for
absolutely. He is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your yes. And it is an absolute honor and privilege and pleasure for you to take time out of your busy day. You've been here yesterday all day, pretty much. I saw you in the chat. And then you're right back here today speaking. So thank you, and thank you. And you are a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of information. You don't always open up as quickly and easily to share it, but you have worked in government, city government for years, decades, and you have a wealth of knowledge and a wealth of experience that is waiting to be unleashed. It is overdue. You're like walking around 9 months pregnant with all of this value and all of this information, and it's time. It is time for you to push. It is time for you to actually push that baby out, incubate it, and just put it out there in the world. And I know that you have some really personal goals that you've talked to me about lately. That your goal, like you just heard, my big goal originally is from when I first launched this platform, Royal Influencers Organization, was to create a speakers bureau. So because it's so hard to get into the other speakers bureaus. Many of you guys don't even know that they exist. A lot of them don't exist. You don't know that they exist, rather. And it's hard. They make you jump through hoops to get into them, right? But I wanted to curate an ecosystem. This is what Royal Influencers Organization is. It is an ecosystem to identify leaders and speakers. And that is for speaking, live speaking engagements and events, and to create a speakers bureau. And that is exactly what is in the works. And in the process, I'm in the process of creating. And if you go to my Royal Influencers, sorry, my hair sticking to my lipstick. If you go to my royalinfluencersorganization.com, you will see an avatar, an AI avatar that was created when that new website, when I relaunched and rebranded and the new website was created. That was created back in February or March of 2023, before I had even one of these events.
Wow.
And it has now been over 100, probably in 30 speakers now that has come through, all collectively, all of them combined. I used to do them much longer and larger. I mean, poor Christina. I probably needed four more people. And when I went to hire more people, she said, no, I got it. I can do it. And I'm like, are you sure? But it was literally almost 8 hours we were here on some days, speaker after speaker after speaker. And then other speakers would see the flyers, and then they would either watch it live or things of that nature. And then they said, I want to be a speaker. I have a list of 50 speakers now, over 50 speakers now.
Wow.
Every time an event happens, we actually add more people to that list. But every single one of you that are here are hand selected. I've been watching you guys. I've been listening forever. And I've been speaking since I was 12, started in church anyway. And then a Toastmaster certified speaker, just as Pastor Jeff and a lot of other people that you guys have had the opportunity and privilege to listen to, like Merlin Clark yesterday is a Toastmaster certified speaker. That was a requirement. Happy Life Movement might be here right now, or she might be dealing with a customer, but she was a regional manager, and it was a requirement for us to all go through Toastmasters. And that was years ago when I was a regional manager, and she was my regional director. So she's sitting right here in the chat with you guys. So with that said, so that's where we are now. Tell everybody who this isn't about me, by the way. I know you made it a little bit about me in the beginning anyway, but let me know, tell everybody who you are right now.
Sure.
Who is
Ramona.
and
Thank you. Well, first of all, as I said, I wanted to thank you guys for, well, not guys, take that out, Queen. Thank you. And may I do a shout out to Christina as well, because I know she's absolutely, and I met her as well on Clubhouse. But I remember the time, Ramona, when the two of you connected and you shared, and oh my goodness, you had me at hello. Anybody does anything for the community, the law of reciprocity, you know me, Ramona.
Yes.
In my camp. So thank you.
Just like that. She is sharing, and she throws out something like the law of reciprocity, something that so many people are oblivious to. There's another set of universal laws that Bella is probably very well versed. She could probably teach a course on it. So that there you go. The law of reciprocity. That's already a takeaway right there at the very beginning of her speech. So I'm going to get out of your way and let you do what you do best.
Thank you,
You're
Queen.
welcome. All right. Awesome. Go right ahead, Bella.
Thank you. So I want to reintroduce myself. My name is Linda Rigby, but I prefer to be called Bella. And I hope I'm talking to entrepreneurs, business owners, housewives, moms, dads, because believe it or not, we are all business owners. It's just who's minding the store and what store are you minding? My name is Linda Rigby, as I said before, but Bella is my business name. But Bella, as people love to put that 2 L's, Ramona, they love to put the double L's. And it's okay, because I know it is a pronoun as well as a given name to some people. But for me, Bella are acronyms. If you look on my tagline, I'll start with the B. The B stands for Beatrice, which was my grandmother. The E stands for Ernestine, Ramona, which was my mother. They both transitioned. And the L, if you can figure it out, I want to make sure everybody's alert this afternoon, stands for myself, Linda. And the A that ends the word Bella stands for my daughter, my one and only, my best friend who I birthed. Her name is Ashley. So if you put all that together, BELA, it represents the 4 generations matriculated on my mom's side, on my maternal side. And let me tell you something, it was inspired by God. Yes, it was. Ramona, technically, my business has been registered for 11 years, but God gave that to me when my mother transitioned in 1998 from breast cancer. So Bella Biz LLC is a viable small business. It has been certified many times in the state of Georgia. And what I want to talk about a little bit is just basic one-on-one for small business owners. And my first right into the gate is I'm going to share 5 critical steps I feel is important when you start a business. I've been in business, if you're listening to me, for 11 years. It's been registered at the Secretary of State of Georgia. And so for anyone who's listening, Ramona and I both live in the state of Georgia, and I know I'm talking to perhaps people across the pond or just people within the United States. So step number 1, I encourage everyone, no matter what business you have, to do a search on it. And what do I mean? Whatever state you're in, Go to the state's website. Secretary of State of Georgia is what I first did 12 years ago to make sure that my name, Bella Biz, wasn't used. That's step one. Then with that process, I registered for a nominal fee, a very small fee, which I reinstate every year or every 2 years for the state of Georgia. Very important. Now I'm going to stop the show because I know a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of them don't do that. And I'm just giving what I feel recommendations where it'll cost you pennies on the dollar. Because as Ramona says, I work in government. I've worked on every level, the 3 branches, from the local to the state and to the federal. But currently, I can say, Ramona, I'm on my 5th mayor, and I work for the city of Atlanta, current sitting mayor, Honorable Mayor Andre Dickens, who is the current 61st mayor of the city of Atlanta. Excuse me. And with that, I'm going somewhere with this story, so please lean in. I said, step 1, register your business. Go on your state's website and do some searches to see, just to get you in the habit, because believe it or not, entrepreneurs, my beautiful family, your name might be taken. Step 2, I would encourage you to join, and this is free, the Chamber of Commerce. Ooh, it can be your best friend. And by the way, entrepreneurs, these are just friendly encouragement and advice. But I will encourage you to take me up on it, because it's going to yield you a lot on your ROI. Back to the Chamber of Commerce. I highly recommend it. It's a free service, and what it is, a lot of entrepreneurs, as Ramona knows, hang out there. And the way I understand it, most states, Chamber of Commerce are typically, like for the state of Georgia, where Ramona and I reside, they go by county, right? They're district-wide. But please, Google, which is your best friend, or use your AI and figure out where's your local Chamber of Commerce. Because I have found so many leads, and I have met my tribe. I have met people with like-mindedness. You can have events there. There's so many different things you can do at the Chamber of Commerce. That was number 2. Number 3, I would advise each and every one of you, because I'm in government and because I've been working with mayors, there's a lot of good stuff at the city of Atlanta, what we call City Hall. And I know, just like the other states, there's a lot of good stuff at your City Hall. Visit your City Hall. What do I mean? Where your mayor sits. Because there's a lot of nuggets. There are a lot of programs. I'm proof positive. Please believe me. I'm proof positive. There's a lot of things in there that you have no idea. So get to know your city mayor. Get to know what I call the body that governs them, and it's a whole fleet of commissioners, right? There's a lot of nuggets within visiting your city hall. That was number 3. Number 4, which I think is the most important, which I yield so much fruit, get to know SBA. And for those who don't know what SBA stands for, it stands for Small Business Association. Ooh, let me tell you this. This is another complimentary service, because they are here for you, entrepreneurs. They're not going to come out and find you. You have to find them. The Small Business Association is a certified organization, and they are there, and they spend federal dollars to do what? Support you. So you need to utilize them. I'm going to go slow and stop right here, because this is number 4, and I'm going to pump my brakes because there's a lot of nuggets in SBA. So there's the Small Business Association. Again, it doesn't cost you any money. I will recommend you go in person, because during the pandemic, a lot of things were off the grid. You can call, but I have found to be more effective by going in person. If you call or go online, I find they have a tendency to kind of, give you the runaround, and we don't have time, because what the professor said, stop wasting time, people, okay? Let me go back to number 4. I'm talking about the SBA, right? Within the SBA, which again is Small Business Association, tax dollars there for you to service you. They have a small, what I call mini suite of boutiques, Ramona. I like to say that. And that's called SCORE. Has everyone ever heard of the word SCORE? They're an entity within the SBA. And what I like about the SCORE entrepreneurs, business owners, is that they have a lot of things to fit your business needs online in their courses. The majority of the courses are free. God knows I've taken over 100. I've taken over 100 over the span of 7 years just by going online. But some of them are at a minimum cost, $5, $15. And I'm only speaking about what I know about in the state of Georgia. So those are 3 things that's very important. Find out where your SBA, your Small Business Association office is. Go down there, introduce yourself. There's many, many arrays of so many information. I mean, it's overload. And they're sitting there, trust me, waiting for you. And also join the SCORE, because SCORE is giving you the opportunity to do things online. Because entrepreneurs, whether you believe it or not, we are forever students. We will never know everything. And we will never, I like to say, grow and scale our business to the best of our ability. You have to always be, I like to say, on top of your game. On top of your game. Just like Professor says, there's no time like the present. And then I'm going to share something else. I'm going to pump the brakes on this one because I'm very well versed in this. This is why the mayors hired me, Ramona. Figure out what are the free complimentary incubator programs. I was hired initially, Ramona, when I first came on board, when I worked for the 59th mayor, the city of Atlanta, as you well know, Ramona, Mayor Kasim Reed, on his first term. And I'm going to tell you a quick story. When he was campaigning in the city of Atlanta, there's 2 counties. It's Fulton County and DeKalb. They're pretty large. I'm talking about millions of people. I'm not talking about hundreds of people. And as he was campaigning, it was a group of women that impressed him. And they said, you're not going to get my vote until you do something about entrepreneurship. So he hired me to what it was then an experimental program called the Women's Entrepreneurship Program. We refer to it as we. And let me tell you something, Ramona, as we are a legacy, leaving a legacy behind, that's one top of my game. Because I came in there, it was an idea he wrote on a napkin, myself and Thea Washington Smith. I always give everybody flowers. Shout out to you, Thea, wherever you are. We became an alliance. We became the real deal, Ramona, and we helped over 1,015 entrepreneurs in that incubator program. And I'm proud to say that incubator program had it going on. So why did I bring that up? Because there are not a nuggets. And for us, I'm being specific to Georgia. That incubator program that was 15 months for women entrepreneurs cost them $0. I'm going to say that again. It cost them nothing. Nothing but their time, sweat equity. And I'm telling you, they graduated, and to name a few, 2 of them became so successful, I can't even get a phone call back from them. And I'm going to say shout out to Terry Brown. She came in with an idea of selling to African American community, something I would like to say Sesame Street. She created some figures, if you will, puppets like we used to use back in the day, as interactive to help children learn. And let me tell you something, with the help of the We Entrepreneurship Incubator Program, with her being on top of her game in the program, with me giving her all that she needs, as on behalf of the city of Atlanta, she got a loan. That loan turned into an interest forbearance loan. She paid it back. She got another loan. And guess what? Her products into her 3rd year are in stores like Target, Walmart. And you have no idea what joy it brings me to work with entrepreneurs, to see them in the infancy stage, to go from, to grow and scale like she did. And I am telling you one more time, if I had a chauffeur, Pastor Jeff, if I had a horn, I would blow it out. There's a lot of free nuggets. I'm going to challenge each and every one of you. Incubator programs. There's something called Goldman Sachs. You ever heard of them? These programs are lit, and all of them don't have to necessarily have a fee. Now, Ramona and I live in Georgia, on the outskirts of Atlanta, and I'm sure Ramona knows who I'm getting ready to shout out now. There's a gentleman, and I do know him well. His name is Jay Bailey. And you know what? What's incredible about it, Ramona, is this. He is head of an incubator program called the Rice Center. I'm not sure if you heard about it, Ramona, but it's hot. It's downtown, midtown Atlanta. It's down there across the street from the very famous restaurant. I'm trying to think of it, Ramona, the black-owned restaurant. It escapes me now. But why did I bring this up? I'm going to slow down because incubator programs, they're so rich. And don't dispel the myth. I'm here to tell you that's a myth. All of them don't cost. Now, I'm going to be honest. Some of them do. I'm talking about the ones that you need to research. Do your homework and research. And why am I sharing this? Because a lot of this information is housed at City Hall. Yep. The place where nobody visits. So I'm going to go over the 5 things again. And I'm talking about for any business, whether you're just starting as an entrepreneur, if you're growing your business, and even if you're scaling it off the charts. This is helpful information. Number 1, I would recommend take your business name and register that. It's only a few $100s for me a year, and it costs me nothing. That $100 means nothing to me. But I am sacred, and I'm safe because you know what? By registering my company, I get all kinds of leads, all kinds of information. So register, number 1, your business at the state of your state level, because guess what? It'll help you if you want to get certifications, right? Step 2, join your Chamber of Commerce. Create an environment there. Like-mindedness. Iron always sharpens irons. And the Chamber of Commerce is a great place to have events because we know life be life in entrepreneurs, and sometimes we don't have the money, right, to do an event. You can do it at the Chamber of Commerce. It's just like the library. Hello. Number 4. Remember I told everyone? The incubator programs. Very, 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 very important. Goldman Sachs is one, and you all can Google everything I'm saying. But I want to kind of close out with this. I want to sting you a little bit, and I want to challenge at the same time. Now, these are stats from 2020, and I'm a stats person because don't charge it to my head, charge it to my heart. I'm in politics. We have to get it right each and every time. We just can't spit out information osmosis. It has to be vetted and verified. So I'm going to read you some stats from 2020 from the U.S. Do you know there's 31 million entrepreneurs? I'm talking about across the United States of America. And these stats were taken in 2020. 31 million entrepreneurs. Now, according to the Global Entrepreneurship Monitor Program, they said 16%. Now, check this out with the numbers out of the 31. 16% are of the adult workforce. However, 55% of that large pile of adults have started a business at some point, meaning they've started the businesses before. And 26% out of that 31 million pie started it and successful with more than one business. What am I saying? As of 2020, there were 31 million entrepreneurs, according to the Global Entrepreneurship Monitor Program, and we use that a lot, the city of Atlanta. And what I'm saying is this, listen to the stats. Only 16% are in adults because they categorize it adults and under adults. 55% of those have started a business at some point, meaning they've restarted, started, right? But only 26% of the 31 million have multiple businesses. And what I'm saying is, since the pandemic hit, the end of 2019 into 2020, there's an awful lot of entrepreneurs, I like to say, going on. And that's a good thing because we're figuring out we don't have to necessarily work for corporate America or a business or an employer. We can be our own employers, right? Listen, I love stats because there's proof in the pudding. I'm going to leave you with this as well. 20% of new businesses fail, and 45% remain there in 5 years. And Ramona, if I'm going over my time, I can stop because I want to actually.
You're good. You're good. Go right ahead. Finish wrapping it up. This is good stuff. In fact, Lee Brown just said that in the chat. This is good stuff. Awesome stuff, Bella. So go right ahead.
No, I'm a walking like statistic, right? But Ramona, I really want to impress upon the audience that you gotta be about your business, my ladies. You really got, and I'm telling you, it seems weird. Your friends or colleagues may say, I don't need to do all that. Because what you do to register, please believe me, I didn't even have time to talk about certification, Ramona. It will help your business. I'm going to land that plane because maybe Ramona will have me. What do y'all think? What do y'all think?
Oh, that's a no-brainer. Are you kidding me? You have to come back and talk about certifications. Of course, absolutely. You need to come back and talk about certifications. That's one of the main pieces of the puzzle, right? This entrepreneurship thing. Absolutely. Love. I have a page of notes and a half.
But
I
Ramona,
wrote this down as well.
Can I stop you? Because you know we don't get to talk like we want to talk. Now, you're familiar with the Chamber of Commerce. I'm going to put you on the spot, of course, and I'm going to put you on the spot about SBA and a SCORE. Now, tell them how important it is. I know you about that.
I'm a member of SCORE. That's how important it is. And guess what? I was just offered to become a SCORE counselor for business owners as well. And I just haven't had the opportunity to fill out the application because I've been so busy planning these events. But I was offered to actually be a counselor at SCORE as well. Doctor, she's an attorney from Clubhouse, good friend of mine. She works for SCORE now as a chairperson, I believe, in California. And she actually said, she said, I love what you're doing. And when you take what you're doing live, she said, I can probably help you get funding for your live events in Atlanta, New York, and LA.
Wow. So Ramona is edifying and agreeing with me. All right. I mean, it's a big deal.
I was agreeing from the first word. Absolutely.
And Ramona, I know I got to go. This is my house. I talk to so many and they won't do it. I'm like,
I love it. And I love your We Incubator program that you guys had. Awesome. We need to start that one up again. We need to start it up.
Hello.
Overdue. Absolutely. But start your business, but you also want to make sure that you register. Start and register. Chamber of Commerce is a huge resource in every city, as well as City Hall. Make sure that you go and you get your resources and your tools, all of your free things that they offer there for you and your business. And then there was the SBA, which is its own entity. And then SCORE is another entity within the SBA. Small Business Administration is what SBA stands for. Google it all, and there's a wealth of knowledge, tools, resources, trainings, you name it. Still a lot free, but some for a cost. Love it. Drop the mic drop. And then certifications are coming. Bella's certifications are coming. So there you go. You need to put this all in an incubator and put it out there. So
I like to say this to the ladies. It's like gardening, and a lot of us don't garden anymore. Like, put it in your garden toolbox. Make sure you have everything right. Because don't you want to have beautiful flowers?
Absolutely. I'm gonna give you one more stat that changes almost every day. But this is another stat. The e-learning space, the digital e-learning space is growing to a 600 billion with a B. Wow. Billion with a B. It's projected to hit that, which it's going so fast. It's outgrowing itself. Every year, the stat goes up 10x probably. And that was projected last year at the end of 2022, early 2023. That was the number. I have not looked up the number. I'm interested to see what that number is now. But it went up because when they first started giving us that number, it was kind of in the 300 billion. Then it went into the low 400 billion. Now it went to mid 500 billion. The last number I saw was like $636 billion industry, meaning every single one of you, what you just shared, it needs to be inside of a digital asset, meaning a training for people that would pay money for that. And all of the other knowledge that you have in your head that you have collected called IP. and this is also for everybody, IP is your intellectual property. Your intellectual property belongs to you. Nobody else has that information because nobody else has worked amongst in that environment that you have worked in for years to collect it all, right? So you need, and many people don't even have the resources to go get it. They won't know where to start. And this is just a small space for some people, which is why we're wanting to take it out to live events as well. But that information is priceless, and that information everybody needs. Yes. So I definitely just want to highly encourage you to put that inside of a course or a training, put a dollar price on it, and sell it.
I couldn't agree with you more. And Ramona, I had so much fun. The time went by. I felt like I was on here for 5 minutes.
I know.
You had me back. I mean, I just want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, and all the beautiful speakers around me. I'm in a good space, and I am never going away, Ramona. Never.
Forever grateful. Forever grateful. Tell everybody about House of Bella really quickly. 5 minutes, 2 minutes. House of Bella. Tell everybody what House of Bella is.
I love Rahab. So what I did, everybody, I went off because I have an event concierge business, right? And because I'm an advocate, and it's just in my heart, right? I've been pretty much working in the community, Ramona, since I was 7. We won't talk about the baby boom age, but my point is, in 2020, during the pandemic, I was inspired by God because I am a faith believer, and He helped me to start House of Bella Biz, which is 2 years strong, and that's the philanthropy arm, Ramona, because I have called a suite of boutique of suites within Bella Biz. I do events, I'm an event strategist, as well as you. I have my own YouTube channel.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
And guess what? I have to say real quick. Event strategist was given to me. You have to invite me back by Ambassador Andrew Young, who is my mentor. I'm proud to say. He gave me
another mayor. Yeah.
The other mayor, exactly. But I do high-level events. I do special events. But the second arm of Bella Biz, as you all know, like you, Ramona, I invite guests. I have a YouTube channel because I always want to open up and share my platform with others. But House of Bella Biz is for those who want to be philanthropy. I do a lot of philanthropy work, and we're building schools in Africa. That's all I can say for right now.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. How can they get a hold of you? I know you're on IG, Facebook.
Yes.
Are you on LinkedIn also? Are you
yes.
on LinkedIn?
Yes, but I'm going to just direct everybody. Instagram, if you look at that Bella Unplugged Instagram, I am real. I do reach out, and we'll go from there. But
amazing.
Thank you, everybody.
Awesome. That was phenomenal. And thank you so much for sharing all of that wealth of knowledge that you just shared with us. And I'm going to bring up my next speaker. Another great friend, Shaba Shams, is in the house. We're going to give everybody their time. We are going to give every single one of you your time as well. And Shaba Shams is another great friend of mine. We met on Clubhouse as well. And she has a startup business that she just launched as well. We used to get on the call. She invited me to speak to a small community of her ladies that she was leading all over the globe. And she said, come on, I want you to talk to my ladies and teach them how they can make money. They were in awe of how they can make money from a cell phone and things of that nature. And we would just get on a call and have masterminds about Amazon influencers and all kinds of things. So she is now taking off with this Kittable app. And she's coming to share some knowledge as well. So Bella has been here all day yesterday, and then she was speaking today and has been here all day today as well. So I definitely just wanted you to meet.
Ramona, there is one thing that you don't know about me. Bella was talking about
There's something I don't know about all of you. Share it. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I used to be a SCORE mentor, and I
my goodness, look at that.
Yeah, I'm part of that whole network and community, and I had to give that up because of all these demands with
I love it.
My startup. So yeah, but
thank you.
So is that not alignment? That's just alignment. That's alignment. Everybody that has come to the platform, they're just aligned.
Yeah,
so I absolutely love it. So thank you so much for waiting patiently to speak, and thank you so much, Bella, for a powerful segment you did. I'm gonna take you back down. You can hang out either backstage or wherever you choose, but I know that you'll definitely hang out and listen in. So your time is starting right now. Shaba Shams is in the house, everybody. She is a brand startup. She debuted last month, and I definitely am going to give you your full 20 minutes.
Thank you.
To share all of your value with everybody.
Thank you, Ramona.
You're quite welcome
to be here and connect with you. I'm trying again to figure out how to, because I changed computer since last time. So let me see here how I can
Okay,
connect.
look for presentation.
Okay,
And
present.
you're gonna upload it. And
Present.
when you upload, look for presentation. Do you see the presentation button?
I see present.
There you go. Present. My apologies.
Present, and then it says slides.
And select
screen. I want to share
your screen and select your slides.
There you go. Perfect. All right.
And then I am now, or myself or Christina. Christina, if you're back there, which I know you are, you can pull that up on stage for us and take me back down, love. Thank you.
All right. That worked better than last time. So last time I did this presentation from a hotel room or lobby, should I say, and it was a little bit more challenging than this time. So hello, Ramona. Hello, citizens of the world. Shabbat Shem's here. Always so happy to come and talk about startup, and mine is a marketplace, but I'll be talking about it in a little bit. Sharing my own experience and journey, and those of you who are in the startup world, they know, and you guys know, that no 2 days are the same. And I am going to be talking today. So last time, those of you who joined us last time, we talked about the importance of building an MVP and what MVPs is about, and all that step-by-step actionable action, if you wish, to get you to build your MVP and soft launch your idea, or take your idea from a napkin and get it off the ground, and what other aspects are involved in here. Today, what I want to talk about is 2 challenges. And actually, I'm realizing that time-wise, I'm not going to be talking about task planning. Maybe I'll come back next time. But it is very important to plan your task and anything and everything you need to be aware of to run your startup. But I want to talk today about my first big challenge, which is funding. And I'm sure that when you talk to startups, most of us will tell you funding. How do you get my idea off the ground, and how can I fund it? And this is what I want to share with you, how we went about getting Kidable off the ground and funding it, at least in this pre-seed we are entering now, the seed phase, and what is it that we did. So why it's important to fund, because without funding, you cannot build tech, you cannot manage or build your dream technology. So this is where we were pretty much with Kidable. The idea came about a few years ago when I struggled in finding healthy, local, ethnic food around me. And it was a challenge to know, for instance, if I'm going to a potluck, who made what, or if I'm looking for homemade food, where to find them. So this is a very simple concept of an idea, but that was a problem for me, and for so many other home cooks, if you wish, also called cottage food operators. But I'm actually trying to get away from that terminology, just because a lot of people, they don't know what it is. But when you talk about home chefs and home cooking and homemade dishes, that is something that everybody is kind of understanding, and they grasp the idea. So is this problem of mine just typical to Shaba? No, it's not. It is a problem that I see with all the home cooks there. They don't have a brick and mortar. They don't have an address where people come to them. They don't have a sense of, how do I build my product, sell it, package it, etc. So there are so many different moving pieces here. And I explored the idea of local home cooking. And then I even started my own home-based food business, just to see what are all the elements involved in the process, and what is it that I need to be aware of even before I started Kidable. So we are now available on Google Play and Android, so you can download it and start exploring it and playing with it. Although we're just getting started, so we have a couple of chefs maybe in there, including myself. So I'm going to be posting few of my favorite recipes. If you want to order them just for fun, we can talk about that. But the reason I'm doing this is really just to learn how the whole thing works, and what is it that I need to be aware of. So why am I doing this? I have a keen passion for taking people where they are and live the fullest potential possible. I did it as an educator, and I have been in academia 20 plus years. So teaching and learning and training is kind of in my blood. And then when I moved to entrepreneurship during COVID, I just saw an ocean of opportunities and possibilities, including connecting with the citizens of the world and changing the world for the better and solving problems. And that's what we do. We like to find problems and solve them. So Kitable came to me as a problem. There is a problem that I need to solve. And there is a gap in the market that streamlined this niche in particular from start to finish, and helping these home chefs. And I call them home chefs because they do not have a brick and mortar. Whether they are selling their baked goods out of a truck or out of a farmer's market or out of their certified kitchen or their home kitchen, because regulations are different from one state to another. The most important thing is these people do not have a brick and mortar. They do not have a Google search like, oh yeah, we are in this location, which is physical location. Come find us, dine and wine. That's not what we are looking for. We're looking for those people who either used to have a restaurant, went out of business, and it happened quite a bit, or they're cooking their or baking their favorite dishes, their recipes, grandma's chocolate chip cookie, whatever it is, and then they are selling it also on Kitable. The other thing that we added from the beginning of its inception is we created an event feature which allows people, chefs like me, who are passionate about food and who love to express love through food, to create events. What it means is that the holidays are around the corner. I am a single woman, for instance, or I am a single person. I do not want to necessarily eat Thanksgiving alone. So I am going to create an event for 10 people and invite through, of course, the request, invite people to dine and wine with me and celebrate the holidays. And it is just a great way to build community and reduce the sense of loneliness, especially during the holidays. So this is why we call Kitable connecting kitchen to table and building community one homemade dish at a time. So this is the entire mission behind it. So funding is the lifeblood of startup. It is important to have money to take your business off the ground and be able to realize that idea. But there are different aspects of funding that startups need to understand before jumping in the ocean without knowing how to swim, because it's really important. So it starts off with an idea on napkin. Yes, that is without question. It starts with the problem that we want to solve. But we also need to take that problem and position it in this market. What am I talking about? For instance, when I looked into Kitable, I had to explore the positioning of the cottage food operators or the homemade food industry within its ecosystem or other niches or areas of the same discipline, and tell myself, is it just Shaba who wants this business, or is it bigger than that? And I was really happy to see that it is a big market. Actually, I put here 71 billion, but since 2020, it has been really growing the demands of the home-based food businesses that I don't even have the recent data, because we were talking earlier about data, but the market size is much bigger. But position your idea within other similar things. For us, it was the ready meal market, the meal kit, the street vendors, so we can, the farmers market as well. So we could position the local homemade cooking industry within all these different components to have a sense of the market size that we are after. Why is it important? Why is it important? Because I haven't started looking for market fit yet. I'm just looking at the market size that will tell me that this is not an industry that is very small, but rather big, and I can go even bigger if I can branch out with the other aspects of this local food making and creating. So the pre-seed is the level one, where you start off with building your MVP. Where do you get the funding? And I'm going to break it down in a minute. And then the seed funding and series A, B, and C. So there are different levels of you funding your business. And I'm going to be sharing with you my own personal position and take, because I try to take off Kittable 3 different times with 3 different partnership, I would say. And like they say, the third time is a charm. I finally found the right investor for me to be able to make this idea happen. So let's look into the pre-seed, because this is where most of us hang out in a way. We have this idea, we want to make it happen. We do not know how to make it possible, to make that possible. And normally the founders become frozen, they hit this like stage where they are so panicked and afraid of the possibility of not finding any funding, that they freeze instead of being creative and trying to find different avenues to make the idea happen. So some of them, they go with the bootstrapping. If you have money, you got your inheritance, for instance, you won the lottery, good for you. Take the money and invest it into your idea, or just go hang out and do whatever you want to do. Friends and family, I have something to say here, and angel investors. The amount that you kind of bootstrap or start with the pre-seed is between $10,000 to $150,000. But I would highly recommend that you stay under $50,000 when you're just building MVP, and even less than that if at all possible, because you're going to enter the next level where you have to take your idea to test the market. So we passed this phase. For us, we found an angel investor who is funding Kittable. And I'm going to tell you something about, well, I wish I was bootstrapping, but that's not the case. Friends and family, personally, I would not do it, just because there are very high risks in bringing family and investors. So if you bring an angel investor, he understands the risks of a startup, and he knows if it's taking 3 months or 4 months or a year or 2, he understands that as long as there is progress, not profitability, okay? Progress and growth at the beginning, or even a good feedback from usage and utilization, and the MVP is doing what it's supposed to do, they're good, they're happy with that. However, if you bring in family and friends, and I know there are some regulations about the percentage that you can, bring in investor later on. So a lot of startups, they go and bring in family and friends because it doesn't count against that amount. But I would highly, recommend not doing it, because one, they don't understand. Some of the family and friends, sometimes they do not really have the money, so they are using their life saving, for instance, just because they believe in you and they want to help you. And the other thing is, if the startup fails, the angel investors understand the risk. The family and friends, they don't. I have a friend of mine, actually, who lives in this area here. His child, or son, should I say, started a startup, and he brought in money from family and friends, and the business didn't succeed. Now the father is very uncomfortable even meeting with all these friends and these family members who invested in his son's business. So be careful with that. I personally do not want or like or will ever mess up relationships with family and friends, because like I said, one, they do not understand what a startup is, and second, if things go south, it's really bad. Now, if they want to invest later on, I'm not saying don't. I believe that it would be nice to bring them along the way when the business have taken off, but it is so stressful to bring in people at the beginning who do not understand what a startup is, and they think that if they give you $10,000 today, they're going to make profit in a month or two. This is not realistic, and family and friends usually do not understand that. They come in for the ride because they love you, they want to support you. So keep the love and the support for maybe later on, when you know, even as a founder, what is it that you are doing. So the next one is, oops, I think I missed, I skipped a couple here. So the first one then in the pre-seed, what we are answering as far as the main question, is there a market need? So you need an investor who understands this question cost us money, right? That's all you're doing with your MVP. The second level is the C stage, where product market fit is there, and you have initial traction, you have even maybe growth, which might be people, downloading your app, subscribing, whatever it is that you're putting out there, registering to your online course platform that Ramona and I will and earlier was talking about. So there are these things that show interest and traction, and that's probably a good sign. But don't think that you're going to be profitable just that second. So you might need to go into the second round. This one might be $100,000 to $2 million. I know now we're starting to look at the millions. At this level, I think it's still a little bit premature as far as I'm concerned. Like, for instance, for us now, we got out of the pre-seed and we're entering the seed phase. And even at this point, I am not interested in finding investors, because anytime you bring in investors, you're giving out shares of your company. So you really have to be very conservative as far as that goes. And then if you have some money that you started off at the beginning, see how you can stretch it. And we're going to talk about how investors, they care about seeing how you're managing and allocating that investment and those fundings. So some CEOs and founders, they burn through the investment like, oh my God, there is no tomorrow, which is really a big mistake. You need to manage that money as if it's your own and coming from your own pocket. Because yeah, it's cool to say, I got an investor and I got an investor, but every time you bring in an investor, it's less meat for you. So think about what is it that you want to have at the end of the day. So find product market fit. We've done that. Sources of funding in the seed, angel investors. You can find incubators. For instance, Y Combinator is really a good one. It has financed a lot of the different startups. I don't know the requirements yet or the catch yet, but I'll be talking about the list of major investors that we're putting together right now. And then, of course, venture capital firms that you can work with. At this level, achieving product market fit should be your focus. So now we have, I just created this table for you guys because we're not there when you start going into the Series A, the Series B, the Series C. So when you go to the point where you are seeking 2 to 15 million, 10 to 50 and beyond, your startup is no longer a startup. You are a company and you are at a different level. So if you're interested in any of this information, I'll be more than happy to share this with you. Just DM me on Instagram. And but this is not something that a lot of us are in. I actually put together a list of 100 major investors. So if you guys are interested in getting the list, just DM me on Shams Instagram, the word list, and I will send you what we have. We are, of course, expanding it, and we're adding so much information about the requirement and the terms and conditions, the fine print. And if they do have a application process, like it is the case for the Y Combinator, you need to really understand what's the catch. I always say that because I worked with previous incubators per se before, and the deal was not good for me or my company. And I ended up losing more than I gained. So these are like the tough questions you have to ask yourself. What's in it for my business? How it's going to serve my company, my startup, and my investors as well, because you are very obligated to those people who supported you from the beginning, not putting the company in the hands of some incubator and risking to lose a lot, especially the decision-making aspect of the company, and you end up like you are working for somebody else, and they might even vote you out someday. And we have seen these mistakes with all these different founders. So choose the right funding source, bootstrapping, angel investor, VC, crowdfunding. All these, you really have to sit down and think about what is it that you want to achieve. Build a strong pitch deck. I have a beautiful formula. I would mind sharing it with you guys. DM me on Instagram, and I will send you the one that I use myself, just to have a sense of what it is. Build a forecast. So investors, they need to see certain things. They need to see conservatism when it comes to financial planning, budgeting, forecasting. What is your cash flow? What is your business model? Where the heck you are gonna make money from? And they want to see this projection like 3 years or 5 years, whatever you can do. My advice here: don't do it on your own. This is not something you want to monkey around with. It's too complicated. It's too complex. It's very technical. Bring a specialist who can build this forecast for you. And then they want to see, where are you going to use the money? Definitely not having a $25 million party in Las Vegas like our CEO from Uber did. So just be careful with the mistakes of others, and be aware of this money, how you're going to use it. And of course, the big chunk when you're talking about SaaS or tech is software development. That's where most of the money will go. And then, of course, you have to consider your team, you have to consider marketing, business development, and all that good stuff. But an investor want to see this. They want to see, if I give you $100,000, where is it going to go? And definitely do not say, your $100,000 is going to go like half of it to my salary, and half of it is a spa day for my team. So this is not where the money needs to go. The common mistakes is over evaluating your startup. Don't be like, oh my gosh, this what I created, no one else has. It's nothing. It's just a freaking idea on paper. Without the funding, it's not going anywhere. Stop being pretentious. Stop being arrogant. Humble yourself, and be logical about what you are selling. You know, if I'm selling this cup for $10,000, you're probably gonna hit me with a baseball bat, right? So be modest, be humble, and price your startup in a fair and square way. Definitely what is going on in Silicon Valley is not realistic, and it's not a model to follow, because they are suffocating the startup industry by overpricing everything. So you want to bring in people who believe in you, in the idea. Be realistic about the cost or the value of your startup, and meet people in the middle. And definitely do not be greedy. A lot of startups, they are greedy. I don't want to give 20%. I don't want to give 30%. Well, you have to think about it this way. Do you want a smaller piece of the pie, or a bigger pie, or do you want an entire pie?
Oh, that's good.
Even exists, right?
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, I would rather have a smaller size of a bigger pie,
right?
And the people who come with me along the ride, we have fun doing it, and we enjoy the entire pie together,
right.
As opposed to, oh my God, let me have the entire pie.
Exactly.
The pie will never be baked by myself.
There you go.
So these are the mistakes that I have seen within startups: being greedy and not willing to
exactly
shares even to the people who are going to make your dream come true. So
amazing.
Clear plan of using the funds, that's super important. You need to know what you don't know. And by the way, here is a good tip for you guys. If you don't know what a startup is made of, or the aspects you need to take into consideration, go to ChatGPT and ask her to help you.
I love that.
Map out with AI all the different aspects. She will give you like cost of things, what you need to do, the different aspects of your business that you might not even think about. And then don't focus too much of growth. I know people are like, I want to grow. You need to become profitable as soon as possible. And that will need to be in your original business plan. And if you're not ready for an investor, don't look for an investor. So Kittable is available on Apple Store and Google Play. We're in
awesome. Everybody go download Kittable.
Kittable, download Kittable. If you're a chef, especially during the holidays, create some recipes, create some events, share them in your local community. And then we're going to have some cool stuff for people joining. They will get a gift. And then people who make a certain amount of sales, we're going to give them more gifts and even cash
Awesome. Gifts and cash prizes on Kittable. I love it.
So we're getting there,
awesome.
Slowly but certainly. Just
awesome.
This is a great way to make your idea on napkin come to life and make it happen, even when it takes 3 trials. So this is it.
Wow, Shaba, that was loaded with value. That was so much information, and I know you did that the last time too. And I said you have to come back. So guess what? You have to come back again. Because you have not even, well, we used to give everybody 30 minutes.
Yes.
And then we scaled it back to 20 because we had so many speakers and it was an all day. It was like 8 hours, 8 hours. So, and that was a very long time for just myself and Christina. It's a 2-woman show here, right? So we scaled it back a little bit to a few less speakers and then a little bit shorter of a segment. But as I'm noticing, to test it, you know how you do the acid test, right? And see how it works out. So I think that everybody needs 30 minutes again.
Awesome. That's good. So next time I'll be talking about the tools you need to manage remote teams, because my team is located in 4 different continents.
You shared that, and I love that.
Yeah, Europe, Africa, North Africa, and United States. And
awesome.
People in Canada as well.
So there you go. And Linda Rigsby is giving you love, saying awesome, very informative.
Back to you, Linda. Thank you so much. Well, thank you for having me, and make a debut about Kittable on your platform, which is amazing, because really I haven't even started marketing it yet. We're still
I noticed.
Yeah, so hopefully it'll come out like really soon. But when you're in the beta version, you want to talk about it, but it's like, okay, we're still figuring this out. You know what I mean? Okay, by the way, you can start up, but I was there. Don't think that you need to have all the answers. You won't. It's impossible.
Absolutely.
You will have to figure out things as you go and change, which is okay.
Awesome. Tell all of the ladies that you had me speak with, I send my love, and I'm asking about how they're doing when the next time that you talk to them. What country was that again?
Mostly here. They are here, but they are from Algeria.
Algeria, and you're from Algeria as well, correct? Awesome. So thank you so much. Shaba Shams is in the house. Are you still an Amazon influencer getting all of those?
I am.
They still send you loads and loads of things to test?
Yeah, and actually this is great because we
have enough stuff to put in 2 houses.
We're going to create content for Kittable, the best kitchen items. So now even with I'm narrowing down my
you're marrying the 2 together.
To kitchen and dining. So I love fashion, but I probably will focus just on kitchen and dining. Thank you, Ramona, so much.
You're quite welcome. Absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for giving us a phenomenal presentation every time you show up. So thank you so much. That was Shaba Shams. And we have our last speaker of the day closing us out, who also made her first debut on the last event last month. And we have Tiffany Jones is in the house. Yes, Tiffany Jones is back. She said, Ramona, I'm not a one pony show. I don't have just my mountain story of climbing Mount Kilimanjaro and now helping build schools in Africa. Well, actually, that's the next goal, the next level of your goal. But you've been funding schools and teachers, students in Africa with school supplies through your Patchworks nonprofit. For how long? How long have you been doing this?
This is my 2nd year as a 501c3, and I just had my 3rd trip back to Africa.
Wow, 3rd trip.
Yeah.
And you've been delivering school supplies. You'll see all of the pictures on her feed on IG of her there physically delivering all of these school supplies to these schools and to these children, which I think is absolutely beautiful. But that's not what you're talking about today. So tell everybody who you are. You're a teacher, for one.
Yeah.
That's your first career. And tell everybody else what else you do outside of teaching.
Yeah, I'm the founder of a nonprofit, Patchworks, and we bring people and supplies over to support the teachers in Tanzania.
Okay.
It's amazing. It's a dream, and it, was definitely a bigger than me kind of situation. I loved the funding talk. That was so good. I'm like,
I know. I saw you sitting back there. I know. I said those two need to connect, right?
Yes.
There is also, I have a couple of resources for those of you with nonprofits as well, where you can actually post your nonprofit, and then people who will just scroll through and decide to donate to the nonprofit and things like that. It's some old resources that I've had for a while that I completely forgot that I had. So I'll pull those out.
Oh my gosh, Ramona. Yes.
And somebody else just shared yesterday. Who was it? One of the speakers, it might have been, was it James Bentley? Anyway, one of the speakers shared that yesterday that they also have a resource for nonprofits where you can just kind of post for your nonprofit and get people who would like to donate. But we have a whole list that we talked about inside of our Legacy Living ladies, where you can actually go and post your idea, even your business idea. Oh my God, Shaba. She left. She's not in the backstage. But if Shaba was still here, that list of 10, I think we put 10 on that list, right? Aurelia had to create that list for you guys.
Yes.
Have you tried it?
Yes, I have tried a couple of them. Yes.
Well, we saw real time where some people got $20,000. Some people had $200,000 that was donated by investors for your business idea. So there you go. Awesome.
Yeah, that's
I'm going to get out of your way.
Oh my gosh. No, you are never in my way, Ramona. Oh my goodness. I was like, please, I could talk. I love talking to you. It is.
Yes. Oh, thank you. So what you're going to talk to us about today is.
So I have 8 keys of excellence that I have been teaching to my students in my classroom for like over 25 years.
Okay.
And I thought, I want to bring this to the world, because these are all things that we are all doing and using. But now I'm going to wrap it up in a little bow, and you're going to all get to take these 8 keys home, something that you can just gauge our excellence by and success.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. And then Christina, by the way, towards the end of your talk is going to start putting all of the websites for all of the speakers and some free offers and things of that nature across the bottom of the screen. And then at the end of your speech, then she's going to do even more of that. So that's for everybody here. If you weren't here yesterday or missed half of the day or had to pop in and out because you have a business, like so many of you did, because you guys were sending me messages. I have to leave to go to an appointment and I have to do this and that. I'm like, you don't really have to tell me, but thank you. So yeah, there's a lot of free offers that were shared, and I'm going to make sure that. So if you see anything popping across the bottom of the screen, and then of course at the end, you make sure that we get the Patchworks website. So people who want to donate for those students to get more school supplies can do that as well.
Yes. Or if anybody ever wanted to come to Africa.
There you go. Oh, that's right. You did say that you were going to do a trip.
Yeah, I do trips every year. I bring people it's 10-day trips, 5 days of service, 5 days of safari.
That's a long trip.
It's a long trip. Well, it's a long travel. So you kind of want to be over there, but goes fast, and we make a big difference.
Awesome. Sounds good. I'm going to get out of your way and let you do what you do. There it is.
All right. Okay.
Patchworksinc.com. Donate to Tiffany's nonprofit so that you can help more students in Tanzania get school supplies. So that's it. I'll be back in about 15-20 minutes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, definitely. That's great. I appreciate it. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. It's so good to be here again. And like I said, I've been teaching for over 25 years, and I have found this secret sauce. And I have students email me year after year, like, oh, Mrs. Jones, those keys that you taught us, I used them in college. I'm using them now. I have some kids that have just begun their own business, car detailing shop. And they said, using your keys, Mrs. Jones, was what helped me to really be successful. And I thought, I need to share it. I need to share this with the entrepreneurs, the business builders, because we do talk so much about mindset. And then we do talk about action. What the keys are a gauge. That's basically, they had took Nike. They took Albert Einstein. They took Abraham Lincoln. They looked at all the most successful people that people look up to, that people want to be like. And they thought, what are the common traits that all these huge companies have? Or, oh my gosh, that's amazing, Linda. Yes, thank you. We do need to. Yeah, I'm in Moshi. So that's so amazing. Sorry, I got sidetracked by that comment because that's amazing. Linda, yes. So they took all these huge companies and all these people that have been so successful, reached higher actualization, self-actualization, and they thought, what are the common traits? And so there are 8, and each one has a body peg. And what that means is that our bodies and our brains are connected. We all know that. But when we are remembering things, when we are thinking, right, we all use mnemonics or different tools. So brain pegs are body motions that help internalize the concept, to help bring it in, to really bring it home. And that's what I want to do today. So I'm going to tell you, first of all, the 8 keys to excellence are integrity. Failure leads to success. Speak with good purpose. This is it. Commitment. Ownership, flexibility, and balance. And those are the 8 keys that I really, really am excited to share with you, to tell you a little bit about, and to hopefully help you know that most of these things are things that you're already doing, but having these 8 keys as a guideline, a gauge, really help keep us on track, if you will. So the first one is integrity, and the body peg comes from one hand connecting with the other on top of our head. It is the first key. It is above our head. And the reason that is the body peg is because it's when your values, and your actions come together. And that is integrity. So long, people talk about integrity and they have all these big, long spiels about what integrity is. These are going to be simple, memorable things that you're going to be able to take and use every day of your life. So when your values and your actions come together, that's integrity. And so an example, I value honesty. I'm going to tell the truth. I value family. I'm going to spend time with my family. I value kindness. I'm going to be kind. I value all the things, faith, love, family, friendship, all of those values. But what happens in integrity is when those values come together with your actions. So that's it. Integrity is the first one. I love that one so much. I use it all the time just to remind myself, like, okay, here's my value. What's my action? The next one, failure leads to success. This is a bumblebee going around and around until it gets to its point right here on my nose. And oftentimes I will use this. I'm not even thinking about it, but it reminds me that failure leads to success. And we all know Michael Jordan didn't make his high school basketball team, right? We all know how many tries Albert Einstein took to make that light bulb. Maybe we don't. But anyway, but if you don't, we all know sticky notes. Sticky notes were actually an accident, right? 3M, because they wanted to make a hard glue. None of those people gave up. Failure leads to success. And if we can just remember that as we go along our curvy, windy, bumpy road journey that we're on of entrepreneurship, building businesses, it helps us get up again. It helps us keep trying. It helps us look to another way. It helps us keep that perspective that failure leads to success. It's just an opportunity to go a different way. Number 3, speak with good purpose. This is one of my all-time favorites because how powerful are words? One of the exercises that I do with my students is I say, tell me some bad words. Tell me some words that are hurt, right? Tell me some words that hurt, whether it's you're ugly or you're not good enough, or you don't have enough money. All those words hurt. And this is what happens to us, right? What happens when I then try to put these words together and I say nice things to people? I will say, you're awesome. You can do it. You're great. You're worthy. All those words I can say and put these pieces of paper together, but it's never the same as before those words got spoken. Words are like bullets. Once they come out, they can't go back in. Speak with good purpose is such a powerful, powerful key. If we all are thoughtful about the words that we choose, the semantics that we use, all of that is what gives us all power. And, it can go for everything, but speak with good purpose, because once those words are out, you can't take them back in. Think before you speak. Next one, this is it. The reason this is my hand under my head is because it is to remind me that wherever my feet are is where my head should be. This is it. None of us are promised tomorrow. We are all living one day at a time. Every day is a gift, right? One day in history, one day, future's a mystery. Today is a gift. That's why we call it the present. This is it. And I have used that time and time again when I'm wavering, when I'm wanting to wait, when I'm not sure, when I'm thinking I need to do something more and more and more. I think this is it. And if I can take that first step today, then I'm on my way. Then the journey is continued. Then I am living in the now, here and now. I love this for me. It helps me just stay grounded. It helps me really stay here in this moment. Wherever your feet are is where your head should be. And we all get distracted. We all have a million thoughts. We all have a million things going on. But the moment that you can regroup and settle in and really focus on where you are. We're here. We just had an amazing 2 days of phenomenal speakers. And when you came to these speakers, I hope that you listened to them while you were there, taking some notes, but being here. And if we can practice that, this is it. It will take us to the mountaintops. The next one, number 4, is commitment. And I like that. The kids I will tell you this. I'm up in front of the classroom, I'm doing this, and I'm like making a fool of myself. But it's really fun when you do it and you make these muscles, and some of the kids will get up and they'll be like, oh, Mrs. Jones, commitment. I'm like trying to find my camera here. Commitment. I'm like, really? Come on, Johnny. Like, is that commitment? Because this is not commitment. This is commitment, right? And there's a difference, What are you committed to? And when you make that commitment, stick to it. Stay strong, right? That is where the power is, when we make the commitment and stick with it and really go through and follow through, right? And that comes back to integrity, where our actions and values come together. So commitment is where we really commit. We make that real and strong. I love that. For me, it grounds me again. The next one is all of these are my favorites. So I could just say that for all of them. I'm just going to say that. It's okay. Commitment. The next one, it's funny. It's ownership. And your hands, you can't see them because my camera's down, but you go down to your belly and you're like, ownership. Because when we're not doing what we're supposed to do, we know, our bodies know, we feel that in our soul. When you're listening to yourself, when you're aware of yourself, when you're a little off track. Ownership helps me to take accountability for my actions. It helps me to look at the man in the mirror. It helps me to know that I am the only one I can change. But I have to change. And ownership gives me that opportunity to think about, what is my gut telling me? Where is my gut leading me? What is the right thing to do? And when we are tuned in to what we are feeling, what we are thinking, this is it, where we are, your gut won't lead you astray. Ownership. Okay. Great. You guys are staying with me. I love that. Feel free to try these at home too. They're fun. Okay. Key 7 is flexibility. Flexibility, I think it's self-explanatory. You wave your arms because we're flexible. Again, this is such a critical key, because I make plans and God laughs. The journey is wavering, right? It's a flexible road, and we have to be flexible. I will think that this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. And I think we all know that it's always different, and we have to be flexible in that moment. And it's when we can be flexible that we are free to appreciate what's really happening, instead of getting stressed out about what should have happened or what I thought was supposed to happen. If I can be flexible and live in this moment, I'm feeling peace. I've got peace, I've got happiness, I've got excellence, and I've got success. When I can let it go, I can be flexible, go with that flow. The final one is balance. And I love that. And it's kind of, you go like up on one foot, like the tree pose in yoga, and you put your hands together. Balance. I think that is also such a beautiful key to have be the final key, because we've put all of this together. And when it all does come together, we have the yin and the yang. We have the balance. We have the work, and we have the play, and we have family, and we have obligations. And when they all come together, balance, living in that balance, is literally opening all the doors. It's where all the excellence is found. So I will wrap up here. I just want to run through them one more time, Ramona. And here are the 8 keys again. Again, feel free to do them with me. Integrity. Oops, sorry. Integrity. Failure leads to success. Speak with good purpose. This is it. Commitment. Ownership. Flexibility. Balance. I hope that you guys can take these keys and use them as you go through your journeys as a gauge to where you are on that trail of excellence. Thank you, Ramona.
Wow, the 8 keys to success, or excellence, I should say.
Either one.
Oh my goodness. Those were absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely loved it. Everybody can use a little reminder and a few strategies and tools. And it was all of that. Reminders, strategies, tools, all wrapped into 8 keys. So no brainer. And you were getting all kinds of love in the chat, by the way. Shaba Sham says, I will come to Africa with you. And she says, what do I do next? So there you go. Shaba Sham, the speaker right before you.
Yes, Shaba Sham. Yes.
And Bella even said, hey, Tiffany, we need to connect. I do business in Arusha, Tanzania.
That's crazy. Because that Moshi and Arusha are very close to each other in Tanzania.
So Bella needs to be on the next trip. How about that? And then Louise Brown just put in the chat too, you are beautiful, Tiffany, enjoying this so much.
Oh, thank you, Louise.
There you go. And then Shaba, you talked about how failure, and I have a whole page of notes, but there's Shaba mentioned that she was just at NASA and on Monday. And she did not realize how many times it took them to take off the ground and build spaceships and shuttles. So it's over and over and over, and failure after failure. So I love that that's something you shared that I actually put in my notes as well. Failure leads to success, and
100%.
it's just opportunity to go another way. It's just redirection. Just redirection.
It's
Not
just
failure.
redirection.
Failure is never final.
Never.
Failure is not final. It's just
No.
redirection. Love that.
Love
And
that.
there's so many other. Think before you speak is huge, huge, huge. Because you did say once words have power. We talked a little bit about that yesterday as well. And words are the bullets. They're like bullets. They're like bullets. And once they come out, you can't put them back. And I love that, ripping the paper and trying to put it back together, and it's never really the same. I love that analogy. Awesome. Love that.
Love that.
So, yes. And wherever you are, wherever your feet are is where your head should be. Oh, that was good. That was good.
This is it.
So how many people go to work every day, or how many people, but their head is in the past.
Totally.
On a past offense, somebody that offended you, or on a past event that you're still thinking about or reeling, and it's keeping you there, but your feet are here, but your mind and head is somewhere else. That was huge.
I know. I love these so much. I actually had like a month of curriculum for each of the keys that we really
that's awesome.
Dive right into
a whole month.
Yeah, because they really matter, because it's the things that matter.
And as soon as you said that, it was sitting right here, right next to me. And then I looked down and I have like, I don't know, 6 or 7 sticky notes right here in front of me. And they're all, and this one just popped out of my Bible that's sitting on the same table where I am right now. And I have them literally everywhere. But this is a little package that has not been used yet, because now it started from an accident, everybody. And it made me pull up how valuable the company is now. Yeah. And the value of the company, it was $236.8 million company now.
3M. Yeah, I mean,
3M.
It doesn't get much more successful than that.
Oh my goodness. And now they have the strips. And then they have the bigger pads now with their longer rectangular pads, or these now, but they're sticky notes. And I used to have a couple on my refrigerator as well. As just reminders of things that I needed to take care of. And I love all of the different colors and things like that. So yes, in fact, if Shaba is still here, which I'm sure she is, when I used to get on Shaba's calls, in the back behind her was this huge board, and she would put all of her task of the day and her priorities and everything were all in this beautiful, colorful row, all organized on this huge board behind her. And it was awesome. I was just like, oh my God.
I love that idea. I love that. I got that.
Oh, and it was right behind her. And I asked her I said, Shaba,
such a good idea.
I said, explain what you're doing behind you on that board. Yeah. I knew that it was some sort of an organizational chart for her, but it really, when she broke it down into how she's organizing everything that she's working on and focusing on and doing, and the colors all had its own meaning and category. And it was just a board full of all kinds of, I thought, oh my goodness. So it was awesome. It's awesome. It's awesome how it sparked a lot of creativity from a lot of people and how they use them and things like that. But I love the strips too, because they aren't so big and bulky as well.
Oh yeah, I love those in little books.
So I have these sticking out of pages in my Bible to remember to go scriptures to go back and read and things like that. So I have them all in my Bible and everything on different scriptures. So yes, absolutely. So great, phenomenal segment. Absolutely loved your 8 keys to success. So thank you. And who's here still right now? Give us some fire emojis in the chat if you are here right now and listening to, and I already know, I see the chat already scrolling. Shaba said, thank you, Tiffany. Linda said, day 2 was fire as well. We know Christina's still here putting messages in the chat as well. Awesome. Oh, there it is. Christina
Ramona,
said fire.
Oh my gosh. Christina, I got to shout her out. I mean, and you, Ramona, the work that you both put in to putting this production together is amazing. I just cannot thank you enough, because, I've been a viewer, a longtime viewer. I'm so thrilled to be a part of it.
Awesome.
But I know none of it is possible without you and Christina working seamlessly together and all that you do. Thank you.
Absolute pleasure for every single one of you. So Linda is still here. Bella is still here. You guys need to connect, by the way. Bella, reach out to Tiffany Jones on Clubhouse. I'm sorry, not Clubhouse, on IG. And then Bella, Linda Rigby, but Bella is her actual name. And I loved learning about that acronym Bella. That was beautiful. It was her grandmother who has since passed. And then her mother's name is the E, Ernestina, I believe. And then it's her name. The L is Linda. And then the A is actually for her daughter. And that is her business. Oh, that's awesome. That was just beautiful. So many things, so many nuggets that you learn about more about people. Yes. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. So patchworks.com. Patchworks Inc. Sorry. Patchworks.
Yep. Yeah.
Thank you. And then right before you was Bella. Oh no, Shaba. And Shaba has Kittable app. Go to the App Store. Everybody, go to the App Store. Yes. Download the Kittable app to support Shaba. Right before Shaba was Bella. And Bella has the House of Bella is her nonprofit as well. So go to her IG, the link in her bio in IG to find her. Bella Unplugged is also a podcast that she also has as well. Go to everybody who you are interested in and who said something or spoke about something or a topic that resonated with you. Go to their IG as well, or Facebook, and look for their link inside of their actual feed and follow. Give everybody some digital currency, some digital love by following them on other platforms. And then we just saw PastorJeffSpeaks.com for his free book on gratitude and grief. So it's his gift to everybody that attended. And then there is the free ebook, Embracing Gratitude and Grief, at PastorJeffSpeaks.com. So there it is right there again. And we also had on yesterday, Becca had the burnout book.
Yes.
And Burn It is the code that you use to get it free for now. And there it is. Burn It is the code that you use for free. You can go to her link in her bio on Instagram for sure. I know. But all of the speakers are on Clubhouse as well, and Facebook and IG and LinkedIn. And then on yesterday, we had Aurea McGarry spoke first. She kicked us off today. Living Your Legacy Life by Design. Oh, there it is. Her social tap right now is right there on the screen. So if you want to join a group of women, ages 30 and up, and a community of women that's going to rally around you, be your ecosystem, and support you, and to be surrounded by women and eventually connect. We are right here. Aurea and myself are right here. I'm an ambassador as well. And we are going to start doing live events, meetups, and things of that nature right here in Atlanta also. So you definitely want to get into that community. Follow all of us there. Check out Limelight Network as well with AureaMcGarry.com, at AureaMcGarry.com. And go follow her on IG as well. And on yesterday, there was, we also had Cali Girl Media Productions. Cali Girl Media Productions. You can also reach out to her if you want to be on her podcast. She has a whole slew of shows that she just launched that she's going to be bringing up on her podcast. Go and reach out to her as well. And don't forget to download the Kittable and share love for food for this holiday. Yes, absolutely. There you go. That's what I definitely shared with them already as well, Shaba. So don't forget, Louise Brown is still here putting fire in the chat as well just now. So Louise Brown is still here as well. Download the Kittable app. Yes, to go onto your app store, whether you have an Android or an Apple, and download the Kittable app. Kittable app, and then upload all of your food and your recipes and things of that nature. And then MerlinClark.com. Go to MerlinClark.com. She is certified in leadership. She is a certified in DISC analysis on personality types and how to best coach and manage and communicate with them as well. And she's also a Toastmaster certified speaker. And there's Megan DiMartino, kicked us off on Monday. There she is. So Megan DiMartino, a free community, by the way. Get involved with her community of Propel expansion. It's awesome. Propel.megandimartino.com/info. So you definitely don't want to miss that. And then novitaspa.com, all of her information is right there. You can also be an affiliate for Novita Spa, her skincare line, for novitaspa.com as well. And then Bobby Vincent, freemindsthrive.com and links /links for Bobby. And then we also had Dr. or Sir James Dentley. He also gave us 31 days of inspiration. 31 days of inspiration. And all you have to do is text 31 now, NOW, to 31 now. That's the text that goes in the text section. And then the number that you want to text is 27686. 31 now for 31 days of inspiration for free. And I get to choose 2 people that's going to have the opportunity to go on a cruise that he gifted us.
That's amazing.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So thank you. Thank you. And thank you. It has been definitely one for the books. David Evans spoke yesterday and today as well. If you want your own show, and or a spotlight on PIC TV Network, there is the phone number that you call to reach out to David Evans of PIC TV Network. And that's 202-505-2837. PIC TV studio line. So there you have it. And that is, and Blindside Connections. Thank you for our Rio sponsor, Blindside Connections. Dylan Taylor is in the house and was in the house. He is traveling tonight, so I'm not sure. He's going to see Trent Shelton and Marcus Black coming up this weekend.
Yes, that's this weekend in Texas.
Yes, in Texas as well. Yes, absolutely. So he will be traveling later tonight, but he wants you go and follow him on blindsideconnections.com. Blindside Connections is on all platforms as well, LinkedIn, Facebook, as well as Instagram. Instagram is the main social media feed. And you also want to make sure that your landing pages, websites, and your event marketing materials are accessible for people like him who have vision impairments, and they use things like sight readers, and they cannot buy your products or your services when your buy button does not work because he's using a sight reader and it doesn't read the same way that we read. So with that said, you want to make sure that you reach out so that Dylan can do an assessment or do a Blindside report, or you can actually buy, if you want to really support him, you can buy his book, which is $9.99. When you go to blindsideconnections.com, that's his website. You can buy his book for $9.99 or his course, which I believe is $97. So there you go. So with that said, we have had a phenomenal time here. Yes, the host is yours truly, Ramona Rogers, the CEO and founder of Royal Influencers Organization, and admin assistant Christina Baca, who is the glue and the one-woman show behind the scenes that is responsible for, by the way, for doing all of the phenomenal, beautiful flyers that you see. So all of the marketing materials is done by her, as well as all of the tech. She is behind the scenes, bringing people up, bringing people down, calling you guys, sending out emails, and all of the above. So thank you, Tiffany Jones, for gracing us with your presence and giving us all of the major value that you did today with your 8 keys to success.
Thank you.
Absolute pleasure. Wow. Wow. So this Business Incubator 2 was definitely one for the books. I am in awe. Every single event, time and time again, every single speaker, all of these elite level speakers who are completely aligned with exactly each other and exactly where we are all going. And if you have been here, no matter how little time or how long, I want to definitely say thank you. I am thankful for each and every one of you, whether you heard about this event from one of the speakers or from a friend or from somewhere else or a post, doesn't really matter. I am grateful for you. I'm grateful for your presence. I'm grateful for the time that you've given us, whether it was 1 second or 2 whole days. And I know some of you have definitely been here for 2 whole days. So thank you, and thank you. And that is exactly what building community and a movement and a network is all about. Do not forget that when you are communicating to touch everyone else's emotions, the other person's emotion. Don't ever give up. Do not ever quit, because most times you are just one more action, one more step away from hitting gold. and the big win. And we're all just one relationship away. Thank you so much, Shaba Shams. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you enjoyed the last event last month and this one. And it was an absolute pleasure to have each and every one of you, and you for sure, Shaba. I know that you're a wealth of knowledge and information, just like every other one of these hand-selected speakers. So if you were here, you were meant to be here, because there are no coincidences. Absolutely no coincidences. There was no mistake that you were here as a speaker or as an observer. And anytime that you come to these events, that's something that I guarantee that I am going to over-deliver. And I expect every single one of the speakers to over-deliver, and they never disappoint. That's exactly what they do. So that's something that we guarantee, is that you're going to get major, major value. I still see people watching. I see the numbers on YouTube. People are still watching on YouTube. So hello out there on YouTube. Hello to those out there on LinkedIn that was watching today, as well as those on Facebook and all of the other platforms where you guys are watching. I believe David Evans had us on PIC TV Network as well. So with that said, it has been an absolute pleasure. And I cannot wait until the next one, as well as I cannot wait until our live event. Our live first inaugural live Royal Influencers Organization. And I can now not only see it, but I can now taste it and feel it. So I know how close we are. We are right there. It is getting ready to happen. So with that said, I am looking forward to having every single one of you being on stage. I can see us hand in hand at the end, holding hands the full length of the stage and bowing once to the crowd and thanking them. And I can see all of our own personal tables out in the corridor with all of our products and services and books and all of those great things in the room as well. And the lives that we will continue to change is absolutely phenomenal. The thought of it alone is absolutely makes the hairs on my arm stand up. So it's absolutely phenomenal. And I am here for it. It is what makes things tick for me. It is what I am all about, always have been all about. And hopefully you can hear and understand how serious that is for me, to uplift, to inspire, to motivate, to encourage anyone and everyone that I encounter and meet. And that is what the world needs more of. We already have enough naysayers, enough complainers. And what we need more of are people who don't hesitate, who look forward to showing up and inspiring and empowering and educating and uplifting and motivating. And that is exactly what my hopes are, is that you were definitely in some way, shape, or form inspired and motivated from at least one of the speakers or something that you heard over these last 2 days. So with that said, thank you, and thank you to each and every one of you for being here. Absolute pleasure to serve you. And don't forget, never ever forget, that service is the rent that you pay. Service is the rent that you pay for the space that you get to take up on earth. So who are you serving today? And who are you planning to serve each day? So look for somebody to serve in some way, shape, or form every time that you show up, wherever it is that you are. So thank you again, and good morning, good afternoon, and good night, wherever you are in the world. And remember that there's 3 people that every single one of you need, and it's a coach, a mentor, and a sponsor. The coach is going to hold your hand and tell you everything that you need to do every step of the way. A mentor is kind of like those road signs, the stop sign, the yield sign, the left and right sign, the be careful of the curb that's coming up ahead sign, giving you the warnings and telling you when to slow down or pick up. And then your sponsor is that person that's going to mention your name in a room that you have not yet stepped foot in. So those 3 people are the people that you are looking for in your life. And thank you. You're quite welcome, Linda. Thank you for being great. Thank you for being here. Thank you for giving us all of that major value that you gave us today on all of those main 5 things that every single one of us need to be reminded of and need to know. If you don't know it, you got it today. So with that said, never ever show up to one of these events without your pen and paper as well. So thank you, and thank you. Don't forget to give someone some social digital currency. Follow every single one of these speakers. Go find them, follow them as well. Go back and rewatch, because I will leave it replaying on my YouTube page, but you have to subscribe first as well. And that's some social digital currency because I plan to give my YouTube a little love. And the last event has over 1,000 views. That's what YouTube told me. They sent me a little email saying, hey, your event got over 1,000 views. So people are watching it, and people who are hopefully getting their lives impacted in some way, shape, or form. So thank you, and thank you to each and every one of you again for being here. And with that said, thank you to Christina Baca, my right-hand wing woman that I would never be able to do this without. She's just 19 years old. I started mentoring her at 17, and she is now getting ready to get her real estate license. She is now all before 20. She has written a book and started on a second and started a business and all sorts of things. So imagine that. I mean, you can only help but to learn when you put yourself in the proximity of power, magic happens. Put yourself into the proximity of power, magic happens. That was a message and a word yesterday as well. And I definitely have just rattled through a lot of the takeaways and a lot of nuggets and things of that nature from every single one of the speakers. And get yourself some sleep as well. That's what Bobby Vincent shared. Get yourself some sleep to let your mind re-energize itself so that it can hold and process all of this value that we're giving it every single day. And so there you go. Absolutely love it. So thank you, coach, mentor, and sponsor. That's a question from Louise Brown in the chat. She was asking me, you're quite welcome, Shaba. You're quite welcome, Louise. You're quite welcome, Linda and Bella, and all of you who are still here. I appreciate you. There's people here that won't even ever comment in the chat. And I know that for a fact because I get messages from them. People send me screenshots of speakers. I just shared a couple of screenshots that people were watching and sending me as well from watching the event. And they take screenshots of you guys speaking and they send them to me. I get them for like 2 weeks later. And then they tag me. They share it on their feed and tag me. So I get tags for almost a week after the event is over from all of the people that were here taking shots. And I was like, oh, I didn't even know they were there because they never say anything in the chat. So with that said, thank you, and thank you. The same thing happens, by the way, when you're posting. There's people watching what you're posting, but they will never tell you, and they will never comment, and they will never like or anything. And we've all probably done that, right? Just sitting there watching, but we don't really comment because we don't have time, or it does get exhausting and things of that nature. But there are always someone watching. So make sure that you show up and give them a show. So with that, we are out. Have a great rest of your week, everybody. Thank you, Christina and Ramona, is what Louise just shared. Thank you so much, Louise Brown, for being here. Always so supportive. Love you right back. Love you guys. Bye-bye.